Hey, good evening, everybody. It is the Champion Principal. Hey, guys, I'm back for another power session today. Hey, I won't keep you long, but I do want to share a message with you. In this message, I kind of stole it from Dr. Clarence Sutton. So I visited his church on Sunday, and I was just sitting there, and I was listening to him talk. He was talking, he was preaching that word. And the message that he gave this time relates directly to the work that we're doing in our community, the work that we're doing in our school systems, the work that we do with our young men, with our boys. And he kind of just brought it home. And he kind of created that ouch moment. You know, when somebody say something, then you say, ouch. Now, some people in the church say, oh, amen. If you can't say something, or if you're feeling something and it's talking to you, sometimes you just got to say, ouch. Or you got to say, amen. You know, you choose which one you want to choose. But that's one thing that I want to do, guys. I want to have conversations. It can be about daily issues. It could be about community issues. Of course, my focus is education. But at the same time, I want to talk about different things that we need to focus on in our community. And Dr. Sutton was talking about this. He was talking about young men, boys. And he was talking to us about why he thought that so many boys are out of control, why they're doing the things that they're doing. We all got opinions. I understand we all got opinions, and we're quick to say, oh, them boys are bad. Oh, them knuckleheads, those are thugs. They're doing all these things that are wrong. And we find every word under the sun to call them. That's what we do. We sit back. I know I sit back in my cozy environment, my house, and I look at them and I look at the news and I'm like, oh man, what's wrong with them boys? Who raised those boys? What's wrong with those boys? Dr. Sutton even talked about, he said, you got all these men walking around our community and they supposed to be men, but he said they're basically boys in a man's body. Oh, that was deep. They look like grown men, but mentally they are just boys in a grown man's body. That's what he was talking about. But he really brought it home when he said, who's at fault? Who's at fault, guys? Who's at fault that these boys are out of control? Who's at fault that these boys are lost? Who's at fault that we have a fatherless generation? Who's at fault? These boys do not know how to treat women. Who's at fault that these boys do not know how to go to work every day? Who's at fault that these boys are so aggressive? They can't take no for an answer. Who's at fault that these boys do not value an education? Who's at fault that they're quick to pull the pistol and actually have the nerves to think they're going to get away with it? Who's at fault that they wear a prison sentence, going to the county jail as a badge of honor? Who's at fault? Boom, boom, boom. We're at fault. Me, you, black men, fathers who are not fathers. Think about it. How in the world do we expect these boys to be these productive citizens and they have a life of turmoil? They're exposed to a life of trauma. They're exposed to a life growing up in a single parent household with mothers, with granny. Father, dad is nowhere to be seen. In some cases, he'll send a check, but in many cases, he's off doing his thing. In some cases, he's with another family, taking care of the other family better than he took care of his own family. I ain't knocking you for love, but I am knocking you if you're not raising your son, if you're not raising your daughter. You're the problem. You over there raising somebody else's child better than you raising your own. But then you'll be the main one having the nerves to say, what's wrong with these boys? A lot of times, and I've discovered this in education throughout my years, a lot of the times, these boys just don't know any better. Yeah, you got mama, auntie, them telling them to do better. But when have they ever seen an example? I'm big on examples. I want somebody to show me. Show me how to be a good man. Show me how to be a good teacher. Show me how to be a good leader. We need to see examples of this. It's easy to tell these boys, hey, you go do this and you go do that. But if they've never seen it, man, that's powerful. How do you do things that you've never seen? How do you do things that has never been modeled before you? You haven't seen it in your home? Talking about go graduate from high school. A lot of us haven't graduated from high school. A lot of us had bad experiences in high school. Many of us did not go to college. But we supposed to tell these kids to go to college, go to high school, and do all these things to be successful. Guys, that's insanity. How am I possibly going to go out and be an engineer if I don't know any engineers? If I don't know anyone who was an engineer, if I don't know anyone to model engineering behavior, the characteristics of an engineer, how can I possibly be an engineer? We as black men and men in general, we have done a poor job of modeling good behavior for our boys. We have done a poor job. And I'm not even talking about your relationship with the mom. That has nothing to do with anything. You still can be part of your child's life. Some of us guys, we talking about child support and the money. Man, go work 2 jobs. Go work 3 jobs. That's what happened when we have kids. We still have to go take care of them. Don't go have another family. Show true sacrifice. You don't have to go out and have another family. You don't have to go take care of another family. If you already got kids, take care of your own kids. Model good behavior for your sons. Teach them how to pull their pants up on their butts. Teach them not to be so angry. Teach them the other ways to handle situations. So when adversity comes, they don't lose their mind. They don't give up. They don't act out. They don't fight. Teach them how young men are supposed to have a conversation. That they don't have to go fight and pull a pistol every time they have a disagreement. When they feel somebody has wronged them, they're ready to go shoot. Why? Because you're not there. You haven't taught them any better, Dad. You out there doing your own thing in your own world, and your son is being raised by someone else. It was funny on Facebook, they were just talking about it. They said something like, hey, Dad, if you were a thug and your son turns out to be a thug, man, you are a complete failure. You have to break the cycle. We have to break the cycle. I want my son to be better than me. There are some things about me that I just do not like, that I'm not happy with at all. Dr. Sutton was talking about love. He was talking about how men don't have anybody to talk to and things like that, how we keep things to ourselves. I'm trying to teach my son not to do that because he was talking about me. I'm just like what he said I was. I keep things to myself. I keep things in, and that stress just is internalized, and it just eats me up sometimes, puts me in a bad mood. He's right. I don't have anybody I can just call and talk to. Hey, brother, what's going on? I'm having these problems. I'm having these issues. I'm having these concerns. Most people not going to understand because most people not on the same level as a mindset that you're on. Most guys are not going to lead you in the right direction. Most of them can't be honest with you. Some going to lead you down the wrong road and basically talk about foolishness instead of giving you some common sense, logical judgment advice. So just imagine as men, if we don't even have it together, how in the world do our boys supposed to have it together? It's crazy, guys. That's why they walking around here, pants hanging down, not wanting to go to school, being disrespectful when they come to school, being disrespectful to mom and granny and all these people. They have not been taught any better. Yeah, moms have done an awesome job. You've done a great job. I got to give it to you. But what's better than a man teaching a man? A man teaching a boy. I keep telling you, one of my favorite quotes, it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken man. We're broken. I don't care if I got a good job. I don't care about none of that. We are still broken men. You don't just have to go to prison to be broken. You can be broken mentally. Society could have broken you down. Your job could break you down. It's on us. A generation of broken men living in these bodies. A bunch of men who really can't live up to the expectation of a man. Teach your son that you have to get up and go to work every day. Teach your son that you are being respectful. Teach your son to follow rules. Teach him that there are consequences. A lot of times these boys are acting out. If you would have been there to talk to them, to give them good advice, maybe they wouldn't have made the decisions that they made. Too often we letting these boys and these just children in general, we're just letting them go do what they want to do, how they want to do it. We're some punk parents. Come on now. Some of us are some punk parents. We don't want to lay down the law. We want to be their friend. We don't want to get them upset. We don't want to tell them no. We have to tell them no sometimes. Guys, if you want to stop the violence, if you want to stop the foolishness, if you want to stop the school to prison pipeline, become a part of your son's life. You can't say, oh, I don't know what happened if you wasn't even part of their life. And some of y'all talking about mentoring. Hey, how you going to mentor if you haven't mentored your own? Ouch, it's hot. How are you going to mentor someone if you have not mentored your own? Do I need to say it again? Some of y'all talking about mentoring and saving the world and saving this and doing all that. Did you save your own? Have you saved your son, your daughter, your cousins, your nieces, your nephews? That's where you started. You take care of your own first, do a good job with your own, then you have the ability to go out and help someone else. I cannot be a failure in the home and then think that I can go out and help others. I can't love others if I haven't loved in the home. You fooling yourself. What message you think you really sending? Oh, I know you don't like to hear this, but we got to have great mentors who have actually done the work. That you've actually raised your child. That you've actually raised your nieces and nephews. And you actually are mentoring them now. You are being successful with them now. Ouch. You ain't got to like it. We are practicing every day in our homes. When we're raising our own, we go out and mentor others. I still don't have it right. That's why sometimes I'm hesitant about doing extra things. Because I know I don't have it all together. But the things that I do have together, oh, I got it together good. And I'm very good at it. There's some things, education, that's my thing. I don't really celebrate being a mentor. Although I feel I'm a mentor, I'm an educator. That's my thing. If I can reach them through education, that's my thing. I can't be all things to all people. We have to figure out what we're good at, guys. But it starts in your home, with your children, the people in your community. Then we can spread out and do more things. But going back to what Dr. Sutton was talking about, we got to come together as men and be men. What is a man? A person who's being responsible, taking care of responsibilities. You shouldn't have to tell a man what to do. A man know he got to get up and go to work every day. He know he got to do certain things. Son said, you got to tell a boy what to do. You got to tell a boy to take a shower. You got to tell a boy to go eat. You got to fix the food for the boy. You have to do all those things. But men already know what to do. a generation of boys without fathers, and we have the decency, the nerves to ask what's wrong with them. What's wrong with them? You showed them this way. You the one out doing what you do. You the one not modeling good behavior. You the one throwing up gang signs and you in a grown man body. You the one out there robbing, stealing, and killing. It got to come to an end eventually if you really want to change it. Heck, I don't think you want to change it. Fellas, I don't think you really want to change it. You know how many guys I know that I grew up with that don't even know their father, kind of like me, don't know the guy. All I know is his name. I don't even know if the man really exists. Could you imagine the impact that had by not knowing him, or the impact that it could have made by me knowing him? I blame him for my deficiencies. Now, when you become a man and you come of age, you got to start blaming yourself. But just imagine the impact it could have made if that father would have been there in my life. Imagine where I could have been. Imagine the development of my mind and me seeing him model positive behavior for me. Imagine that. We have to take on more responsibility, guys, and stop making these excuses. That's one of the most favorite things in my life, if not the most favorite, is raising my son. I love that opportunity. I love seeing him grow. I love seeing his personality. I love being there for him so he don't have to worry about certain things. That's what it's all about. I'm hoping and praying that I am there and I can provide answers when he struggles, comfort when he cried, financial assistance when he needed, so he don't have to go nowhere else and ask nobody else for anything. Telling him the difference between right and wrong, modeling good behavior, him seeing me get my butt up every day and go to work, him seeing me go out and do simple things like cut the grass, him seeing how I dress every day. And you know how to dress in a suit, but still, they should see how you dress. They should see how you're talking. They should see how you're eating. They should hear you talk about your dreams and how you want to go be successful. You want to be this and you want to be that. But if you're not teaching them none of that and you're not showing them that and you're just calling every once in a while and shooting them a check, man, you fail. Think about it. Would you want a medical doctor who just showed up on the weekend to his classes? Or do you want somebody there who goes to work every day and go to school every day and train every day? This weekend fathers type stuff or month fathers type stuff, guys, you are the reason why these kids are being the way they are. Then you got the nerves to blame the mama, but you the one who left the mom there to do it by themselves. Or even worse, many of you all left your children to grandmama to raise. How in the world can grandmama raise a 21st century child? Man, really? Really? I appreciate Dr. Sutton for sharing that message, and I hope that I was able to share something with you guys. And you know, it was really eye-opening for me, and you know, it's really touching to me as a kid who grew up a single-parent household in poverty as well. You know, I'm thankful for Willie McMullen for coming in and helping my mom and raise us up and things of that nature. But it's nothing like that father that you can call right now. I got problems right now in my mind. I wish I could call my father and just have a conversation with him. Look at a man who looks similar to me, who I know have been through some things that I've been through. So when you ask yourself, you know, what is the problem with these boys? It's us fathers who choosing not to be fathers. It's us boys who growing up in a man's body. I challenge you. Reach out to your children. Go be fathers. Thank you for watching.